Hello everyone, I'm Humiya Hatsumi.
How are you doing? I'm Michin, the neighbor.
Michin, what happened to you? You look suspicious, and your voice sounds like a completely different person.
Obviously it's hay fever. February and March are cedar pollen, and April is cypress. And if my voice sounds different, it's because someone forced me to sing again and again though my throat's swollen from allergies.
Wow, whoever did that to you sounds terrible. I wonder who it could be. Take care of yourself.
Who else would it be but you? Just look at this channel full of eyeball thumbnails. That's the clear evidence of your reckless and indecision. Every time you changed the tempo and even made English versions, you pressed a mic on me. That caused the chaos. A few days ago, Demiki-san, one of our nearest neighbors, told me that he was asked persistently whether he started YouTube and felt bothered. It's natural that the channel with many eyeballs thumbnails is regarded as Demiki-san's work. Though the true owner is a kappa.
Okay. I explain him by myself. But it couldn't be helped. Even after uploading it, the pacing still didn't feel quite right to me. I even used time stretching to fix it, but it made stand out the faults of amateur singer.
How dare you say like that? Anyway, I'm not singing again until May. That's final.
Alright. We sincerely apologize, everyone, but Michin has declared a hay fever no singing rule, so the song uploads will be on hold for a while. Moreover, about first song Rest in Fire, we leave the take 3 of Japanese version and take 2 of English version as completions. And other versions were withdrawn on March 8th. We took the screenshots of your comments and likes of them to store as memories. We deeply appreciate for your warm reactions.
We do plan to reuse the earlier takes later in compilations and things like that. Thanks so much for all the comments and likes. For dear viewers, I'm really sorry for keeping you waiting for several months. Now I'm practicing while curing to show my progress in May. Please wait for a while.
Anyway, since the song Eclosion we recorded right before the hay fever ban has a butterfly motif and butterflies are the crest of the Heike clan, today we're going to talk about the tale of Heiken. Although, there are already many videos which explain the tale of Heiken itself, so in this video, we contrast with the tale and historic events to discover the historical background.
You just picked a topic that definitely won't fit into 10 minutes. Now I see the future that the beginner starts making series videos and then lose control of the whole thing.
Don't worry. The only ones embarrassing themselves will be you and me.
Speak for yourself. Don't drag me into it.
Come on now. As usual, we'll follow the timeline from Wikipedia. Now, please enjoy the piece of trivia. In the Japanese version of the video, references are introduced here, but unfortunately, the book used this time did not have an English version, so instead, we will briefly introduce the tale of the Heike. The tale of the Heike is a military chronicle from the late 12th to early 13th century, author unknown. It depicts the arrogance and downfall of the Heike, a warrior clan that ruled Japan for about 15 years in the mid-12th century. It is characterized by having been passed down by blind Biwa priests. So then, the tale of the Heike, famous for the beginning, the sound of the Gion Shoja bells. Michin, how much of it can you recite?
When the Brahma bell of Gion Shoja rings, we remember the vanity of world. The yellow sow flowers turn to white. It shows us the vanity of life. The prouds won't be long-lasting, same as a spring night's dream. The harsh finally flows away, same as dusts in the wind.
And the rest?
How should I know? I'm not a Biwa minstrel, I'm a Zashikiwarashi.
Thought so. What you just quoted is the opening of the Gion Shoja chapter, the introduction to the tale of the Heike. After that, it continues like this. If we look to distant lands, there were Zhao Gao of Qin, Wang Mang of Han, Zhu Yi of Liang, and Lu Shan of Tang. All of them failed to heed the rule of their former sovereigns, and they abandoned themselves to pleasure, never listened any advice. Moreover, they ignored the confusion of the country and suffering of people. That's why they were overthrown in short terms.
That's a lot of names. Are those all people? Lushan of Tang must be the in Lushan, right? So basically, a list of villains from ancient China?
Exactly. And it goes on a bit more. Looking back at our country, there are Masakato of the Johei era, Sumitomo of the Tengyo era, Gishin of the Kowa era, and Shinrai of the Heiji era. They all each had haughtiness and harshness, but might not be competitive with the recent one, the Rokuhoran Yudo, the former Grand Minister Terano Kiyomori. There are no words and expression to show his ugly vices. In some other manuscripts, the genealogy of Heike is explained after this.
I recognize Taira no Masakato and Fujiwara no Sumitomo. So this must be a list of Japanese historical villains. But honestly, who were the others again?
This is a list of villains placed alongside Taira no Kiyomori, the villain in The Tale of the Heike, to highlight just how villainous Kiyomori was, but modern readers probably have no idea who these people are. However, the villains that appear in the story are also an important element that reflects the values of that era. This time, I would like to introduce the eras in which the villains featured in the Gion Shoujo chapter lived, along with brief biographies, and explore what made the Heike clan be considered evil.
Wait a second, it's already been 6 minutes and 46 seconds. There's no way we can introduce 8 people.
Well, that's what happens when Michan's hay fever announcement and our little skit take forever. So this time, I will explain the Zhao Gao of Qin that was mentioned first, and from next time onwards, I would like to introduce 2 or 3 people at a time. So let's get started right away. All we really know is that Zhao Gao died in B.C.207, and his birth year is unknown. Speaking of B.C.207, Hasdrubal, the brother of Hannibal of Carthage who fought against Republican Rome, also died in the same year.
Who even is that? Don't add more people we don't understand.
Sorry. The world history nerd in me got excited. Back then in Japan we were still in the mythological era of the Kojiki and Nihon Shoki. Anyway, Zhao Gao is said to have been a eunuch who served Hu Hai, the youngest son of Qin Shi Huang. When Qin Shi Huang died in 210 BC while on an inspection tour, his designated successor was his eldest son, Fu Su.
The eldest son inherits the throne, right? Sounds reasonable.
However, Fu Su had been repeatedly remonstrating with his father during his lifetime, so he was exiled to a remote region, and moreover, Qin Shi Huang died while traveling. Taking advantage of this chaos, Zhao Gao quashed the emperor's will, and made up a last testament ordering Fu Su to commit suicide and delivered it to him.
What the hell? He must have wanted to support the prince he'd served, but that was going too far.
Ironically, that's exactly why his name survived in history. Fu Su believed the forged imperial decree and committed suicide. After Zhao Gao enthroned Hu Hai as the second emperor, he proceeded to execute the other children of Qin Shi Huang, as well as powerful ministers who had supported the emperor, such as Meng Tian and Li Si, one after another.
Wow, that's awful. If that happened today, they would just get fired and their lives never be taken away.
In ancient times, wealth and power were concentrated on the noble bloodlines. If you wanted to replace the ruling class, purges were often the only way. Manipulating the young and apathetic emperor, Zhao Gao recklessly initiated large-scale construction projects such as the building of the Apang Palace, causing suffering for the people. And there's also the famous story pointing at a deer to call it a horse. To test the court minister's loyalty to him, Zhao Gao presented a deer to the emperor and insisted it was a horse. And then, he purged those who did not comply, enforcing a reign of terror within the court. Having risen all the way to the position of chancellor, Zhao Gao even purged his master, Hu Hai, and tried to make Hu Hai's nephew, Ziying, his next puppet, but instead, he was deceived and killed by Ziying and others. All of this occurred just 3 years after the death of Qin Shi Huang.
Wait, slow down. Isn't this when the conflict between Xiang Yu and Liu Bang starts?
Yep. And after that the Han dynasty is founded, and the second villain appears. Wang Mang of Han, also known as Wang Mang of the Xin dynasty. But we're out of time today.
What is this, a code-in performance? Next time let's skip the skits and get to the main topic faster.
Definitely. It'd be a waste to stop the tale of the Heike at just the introduction. Anyway, thank you for watching until the end. See you again in the next video. And if you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps us out.